Shalom, peace, peace, peace. Shout out to Rhea Shah. Shout out to my man, Edward Isaac, in the building. This is the first time I've been on here, y'all, in a few months on this channel right here. I got to get about popping over here. I started it off, man, but a lot of stuff been going on. I haven't had a time to be the spokesman for men, but here we go. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And when you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure you select all. It's Tazadoctrine so you know who said it. You understand what I'm talking about? Edward Isaac, that's how we want it. That's how we want it. That's how we want it. Come on, Tazadoctrine. This is Tazadoctrine. That's how we want it. Con. And so I'm going to go into some things tonight. I'm trying not to be too long, but as usual, I'll try to be very, very, very strong. See, Alicia's in the building. But I'm going to start off with my razor tongue, gifted to me by the Most High. Shout out to the elder Marty Ma. Yeah, this is Tazadoctrine, a spokesman for men. And this one right here, I call it into fruition. Yo, you'll bear with me, man. I haven't really learned this. I just write reality. You understand? You dig? Shout out to Marty Ma, that Hebrew elder gangster. So I call this one right here into fruition. Fill this right here. And I'm live, y'all. Just so you don't think I'm making this up right here. As you see, I'm live right here. Live, man. You know what I mean? Let me try this right here. Into fruition. The metamorphosis of matter coalesce into my thought process. Fixments forms as I imagine, as time elapses, into an altered state of deep concentration, whereby the mechanics of my brain cells bring into fruition a materialization and birth, the stage referred to as thinking. As my third eyes focus in under a microscopic possibility of you and I embracing. You are my dream of choice. And as at this very moment, hear my voice throughout my mind's rotations are the thoughts that I want your heart, my heart, to be yours. Here's my heart. You can have it. I am not of this world. I came to you from above, giving you the greatest gift possible. Check this out, boo. I'm giving you love. As your brain experienced the penetration of our mental intercourse, I delve deeper into your thoughts, taking us to new heights beyond space flights. You are the climax of my dreams, exploding under the sparks of twilight. Alas, it is you I have dreamt about upon my pillow each night. Then I clearly focus in as a binocular or microscopic lens. The vision becomes clearer as I force my thoughts into motions while hoping that nature take its course. You are the world. I am the axis. I am the sea. You are my sand. Do you understand? Do you understand? What I'm saying is that you and I together is Yahweh's plan that he established for me. When I hold you, I got the whole world within my hands. That is just not by chance. My destination is us embracing as reality employs. That isn't just joy fruition to range you into my existence, because I've already told you that my hopes is an oblivion, knowing that the eyes of our unique type of love life is once in a never. Forget about 1 trillion chances of striking twice together. We are so electrifying like lightning bolts or lightning strikes. So with this pen I write a blissful wish of our beautiful reality into life with a notepad as my concubine. My pen orgasms ink as I ride the page lines. My mind defines the hope of you for me. From the land of our fantasy to a paradise where we are absolutely free to be beyond the realms of the highest satisfaction of love and sexuality. Although John Gray may say women are for Venus, men are for Mars, I am the solo system. I'm the sun. You are the moon. We give birth to the stars. We go to war for love, but we never engage in love wars between us to ensure that our love should never be lost. Differences shall mold us into perfection, of course. They tried to gel us with their prison of hate and jealousy, but my sight penetrates fake smiles and frowns and see their hearts' reality. Beyond arona zones of their fake praises, friendly waves, and plots to establish our disaster is the immortality, immeasurable dimension of our hereafter, where perseverance evolves us into being happier. You don't have to be a math major or even perform addition to arrive at the sum that the equation of you and I is always one. We were always one before the physical existence begun. Division, there is none required. Multiply forever times infinity. We go higher. Just breathe, sweetie. Then our destiny will follow. This is why I borrow charming thoughts of tomorrow to conquer today's sorrows. This weight is heavy, yet still I shoulder the burden of the weight. The imminent precious gift of you being my mate. My attention revolves around thee as the ring around Saturn in a galaxy known as the future. Reality, we engrave astrological patterns. You might have heard of me. I evolved from atoms into Adam. At the eve of your wishful thinking, I sailed across hell to prevent your heart from sinking. Stop thinking. This could be from our coming into existence. This was our destiny. But anything of value carries its fee. Our price was to endure those chastisements for us to be still. Life, oh, this is real. Wife, the dream. And let us unite for life. For the objective of my mission is to stop hoping, stop wishing, and to bring this into fruition. Kahan Tazadoctrine. So you know, set it. This is your house work. That's how we want it. That's how we want it. Tazadoctrine. Now let me get down to business, man. Just giving you some of the talent that the Most High gave me, right? Which troll? Love Face? What's this? Love Face XYZ? Online strips without clothes. What's this, man? Are you trolling? Love Face XYZ. You coming in here in the middle of my talent? Distracting attention? Roll that troll out of here. Roll that troll out of here. Assassinate the troll. Yeah, this is intellectual violence on the troll. Love Face XYZ. Be gone, troll. And another troll bites the dust. You're out of here like last year. Pick a BC day, troll, because you're history. Troll's gone. Now I can commence to my normal self. The troll is dead. Okay, let me talk about some things right ahead, man. Let's get it together, man. Kahan Tazadoctrine, so you know who said it. All right, I'm gonna talk. Let me talk. Got some things that I want to enlighten you with. Why some men, their inner game is just not enough. And why a lot of men have problems with sex. I'm gonna go into it. You need to know this, so listen up. If you haven't got my book, A Spokesman for Men, click the link below this video and order the book now. You heard? You dig? This is a total different vibration. I'm not teaching the law. I'm teaching you how to be a high-value man. Stand up and be a man. That's how we want it. That's how we want it. Yo, I know you loving it. You feeling that mix? All right, so let me get into this, man. Yo, let me talk. So a lot of men, a lot of these so-called fake guru, and I'm gonna make this channel one of the top ones on YouTube, man. Can't stop me, man. I come from every avenue. But check this out right here. I want to talk about your inner game. A lot of you men, you think inner game is all you need, but it's not enough. Yeah, just your inner game is not enough. That's only a portion of a high values man development. He still needs to learn to attract and to seduce a real woman. You dig? And I don't think there's nobody more qualified on this earth than to teach this than Kahan Tazadoctrine. That is I. I am he and he is me. The modern day Solomon, but I already surpassed Solomon, man. I'm not bragging, man. I'm just, you know what I mean? Giving it to you for real. You're never tuned in to Kahan Tazadoctrine, the greatest man on the planet. Shout out to Zebulon. Real men stand up and the women that love them. So let me go into this topic right here, man. Now let me talk. In a game is not enough, right? Because a man still needs to learn to attract women and to seduce women. So he still needs to address her emotional needs. So that means his inner game is not enough. Now I'm giving you the games, dude. It's to be told to, right? Watch this. Hey, Shalom, Zebulon. See, for a man to address the woman's emotional needs, he does not need 100% of inner game. You understand? He needs more than that. But if he gets a good part of it done, which you can read in my book, A Spokesman for Men. I got the book over here. Spokesman for Men, man. I got it over here. Where is it, man? Where's Kahan Tazadoctrine's books, man? I done put that book over here. Yeah, man. Tazadoctrine, you slipping, man. I'm gonna have to talk to, oh, here we go. I'm about to say, man, I'm gonna talk to your authorized representative, man. You ain't got your book over here. Go and cop this fire hat. I prefer you to get the full color edition, but you can go and get the black and white edition if you you want to be a cheapo, or yeah, I mean, but this is a collector's joint without a question, man. Without question, it's a collector's joint. So go and cop this, A Spokesman for Men, real swagger. This book right here is truly giving you the game and shows you how to stand up and be a real man. And even if a woman read this book, she cannot resist what's in this book. This is the truth. A lot of women will read this book. Let me tell you a secret. A lot of women will read this book and think that they could prevent this from happening, but attraction is not a choice. See that right there? Beautiful queen right there. Yo, That's how we on it. That's how we on it. So back to this, right? You're going to cop this book on the real. Cop this book right here. You'll be glad that you did. If you don't have this book, you're not on deck and you're slipping. I know you think you know, but you have no idea, man. All right, reality. I'm living this life, right? So when a man has more than just his inner game, he will be able, if he only has the inner game, first of all, right, let me say this, let me talk. If a man only has inner game, he will be able to attract women to him, but he will only attract women that will choose him. He will not attract the women that he really wants. See, there's a difference. Let me talk. Huh? He will only be able to attract women that choose him, but he will not be able to attract women that he truly wants. So that means he's going to have to settle, right? He will not be able to select the women that he really wants. So this is why you watch this, watch this. You have people like doctors, you have people like lawyers, right? So-called successful people, and they supposedly have it together, right? They got it together. People that, there's many of these people, they're still single. Or they're in very lousy primary relationships, or they have lousy primary relationships that causes them to need to find fulfillments outside of their relationship. So in the years that I've actually been involved in this game, man, I learned a lot. And I met a lot of men that, they so-called successful, but they wasn't good with women. I mean, men, very rich men. Men that was very cool, right? But me, I didn't even have it like that financially. You heard, Zebulon? And I was smashing way more broads than them. Not to brag, I was a worldly dude then. But they had this bread. Some of these dudes was rich, and I was taking down more chicks than them, man. I was getting laid way more than them. I'm not saying that's me anymore, because it's not. But this is why I'm qualified to teach you, because of what I know. This was before my development into the truth. You know what I mean? And so I'm way better off than they are right now. So these guys, they're cool. They're really funny. They're really outgoing guys, but they have no idea how to handle women. See, they can get women to laugh, right? Women laugh. They get women to laugh, right? At will. They tell a great story. They just have a great time in general, but just can't get the girl to feel attracted to him. He get put in a friend zone. Along comes Tazadoctrine, suave, smooth. He got her laughing. I'm moving for the kill. See, I'm not lying. He's nothing but a sheep. He get her all amped up and ready for the king. Real king come in, don't matter how much bread he got. Let me tell you something else. That other kind of man I'm talking about, right? There's some guys that this lecture right here won't help. And I'm not trying to insult nobody, but I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. You know what I mean? 2 Grants or you know what I mean? A Franklin. I'm gonna keep it a buck all the way, right? So there's some guys that this book is not gonna help. But I want you to know what you're about to hear, right? From Kahan Tazadoctrine, it is not meant to be harsh or hurtful in any way. But I'm being very compassionate as I can with these dudes that what I'm saying is not going to help, right? First of all, I want to ask you a question. I'm talking to the men. Do you want to get laid? Con or la? Yes or no? Do you want to get laid? Right? So if you cannot answer this directly, then maybe you should not even be here. See, a lot of you play semantics, but I'm asking this question for a reason, right? See, in order for any of this, that what I'm about to tell you, what's in this book, A Spokesman for Men, in order for any of this to be worth it, in order to stick it to these life-changing processes, in order to go through the work, and there's plenty of work, right? Got work for you in this book right here. You need to know exactly what you want. What is it that you want? Do you actually want to get laid? Check this out. My niggas, N-E-G-U-S, kings, dudes. Some of you are where you are, not because you have problems with women, but because you actually have a problem with sex. You actually have a problem with sex. If your problem is with sex, then this is that's your issue. And your issue alone. And it has nothing to do with the women that you date. Understand that. So it still surprises me, it still astonishes me when a man has a problem with sex, how much he literally displaces that problem onto the women that he's dealing with or the woman that he's dealing with, and then he blames her for his inability to be comfortable with his own body. Check out what I'm saying, kings. I find it especially intriguing when the woman is more sexually experienced than the man. But the man assumes that the reason sex for them does not happen often is because there's a problem between her and sex. Oh, au contraire. That's the fragile male ego. See, the most interesting part that I find is that very often when a man has issues regarding having sex with women, the woman will sometimes mistake his disinterest issue in sex as him playing hard to get. Some game tactic. Nah, man. Nah, man. Uh-uh. So he's obvious to it. And so the woman ends up feeling rejected and then accuses him of playing some sort of mind game. But the real is, he really believes he's being as honest with her as he can, and he assumed she's screwed up. Now, there's times when I truly wonder if the only reason that people hook up are alcohol and desperation, right? So what I'm going to cover right here on this live stream, right here, right, has nothing to do with a man that has a problem with impotence. He can't get it up. He's taking a blue pill. He's popping Viagra and all of that. This has nothing to do with that. I'm dealing with a whole different paradigm right here. I'm dealing with your mind. The world is M-I-N-D. The world is M-I-N-D, mind. So what I'm going to cover right here has nothing to do with physical problems like a poor blood circulation, so he can't get it up. He drinks too much, he can't get it up. See, if you have no physical problem, with this, when you are alone, and if you are able to masturbate when you're alone and you're having a problem when a woman's around, yo, man, you funny. And I don't mean in laughter. You real funny style, my dude. See, if you have no physical problem with this, when you are alone, and if it only happens when you're with a woman or women, the problem is not with the women, the problem is with you. You're hard, you're dead. The problem is not your body. The problem is you. The problem is you. You dig Timothy Starks? Yeah, he can't get it up. Cause you like something else. See, if you recognize yourself and what I'm about to tell you, I'm gonna tell stories, right? Because people love stories. Someone hit you in the head with a few stories. That's how we want it. That's how we want it. Come on, Tazadoc. This is Tazadoctrine. So let me give you a few stories, right? And if you recognize yourself in the stories that you're about to hear from me, then you must know that there is nothing that I can do, nor this book right here, a spokesperson for men, can do to help you. These issues for men, I'm gonna hit you with something, they're not uncommon. The issues I'm about to talk about, these issues are not uncommon, as most people will have you believe and have you think. In fact, what I'm about to talk about is happening to more guys than would like to admit it. A lot of guys have these issues and they try and push the problem off on a woman. I mean, shorty be stacked. And he still can't get it up. You dig what I'm saying, Timmy? Something's wrong, man. He got a different kind of issue. But when a woman's not around, he could get it up. He ain't right. You dig? And so this is happening to more guys than would like to admit it. What you seek and what you need, you will not find in learning to be better with women. You may need the service of a therapist because you're sick. You may need the service of a sexologist because you're sick. Because naturally, a man is supposed to be turned on by a beautiful woman. A man is naturally attracted to the contours of a woman's body. You understand? So if you're a man and she got all these curves like an hourglass, like a Coca-Cola bottle from the 1960s, and you still laying down, you can't get it up, yo, you real funny style, my dude. But you make her think you playing hard to get because you're not turned on by a woman. You want something else. You might need a therapist, my dude. See, your problem is not with women or attracting or managing your already existing relationship with women. Your problem is with sex. I'm talking to all of these men that have these issues, right? Not all of these men actually get a thrill and getting to turn women down for sex because they're not really into women. Check out what I'm saying, man. You said, Tazadoc, what? How can he be a man and not into women? I'm about to tell you, man. I try to told you. See, there are times when a man is being tested about respecting a woman's boundaries, and his refusal to have sex in those circumstances only can be understandably be a solid tacit to actually make her feel safe and comfortable enough to actually have sex with him in the future. But that is not what's going on in the situation that I'm talking about right here. These men that I'm talking about actually are using sex or the lack thereof to hurt women as a means to lower the woman's self-esteem and to control women. See, these men, they derive pleasure from denying her. You know why? Because they're unable to get passion from sex itself. These men are unable to get passion from sex itself. So, Tazadoctrine, what are you talking about? Nah, it can't be true. I'm gonna tell you, man. It's three type of men, right? Three type of men. I'm gonna tell you these three bozos. And if you fall into this category, then you got pussy. You got problems. So the first men, there are three type of men that have problems with sex and women. And these type of men are, number one, men that are gay. Number two, men that are emotionally weak, easily go into biatch mode. These men, they are shut down completely or just plain terrified of sex. And number three, men that are damaged goods. So let's address these right here. Let's address the first one that I said, men that are gay. Now, there are a certain percentage of men at large that are deluding themselves into thinking that their problem is in picking up women. When in fact, these guys are actually gay, but the pain associated with coming to terms with their homosexuality is worse than being a hetero guy that cannot get laid. So these guys act like and convince themselves that they are straight, but are just screw ups with women. So they're blaming everything other than their own sexual feelings on their sexual orientation. Get your mind right, King. Yeah, these men will hang out with other guys talking about much how they love to F or smash chicks. They seek out books like my book, A Spokesman for Men. They try to read this and find out how to mac on a chick. They study seduction and the related material. And sometimes one of these men will even meet a girl that likes him enough that she will break his social norms and pursue him. Or he will happen to get lucky in that she will be attracted to him enough to tolerate all of his mistakes. But these men end up self-sabotaging and setting unrealistic goals that they never attain. Case in point, watch this. See, if a guy claims to only want to be with a girl that is considered by society to be a 10 out of a possible 10 in the looks department, but finds the most ridiculous physical imperfections to base his rejection on her, Like, hey, she has ingrowing toenails, or her pinky toe of her foot, or something like that, right? See, this guy, he suffers from what is known as created avoidance. Y'all hear that? Yeah, I thought I blocked love face. How you back on here? Love face, I blocked you. Where did you go? You went and created a similar name? Don't get out of line, love face. I say don't get out of line, because you're gonna be out of here again. That's how we want it. Keep a watch on love face. Back to the subject matter at hand. All them colors coming in the room and can't help but to see it, love face. If you come on here trolling, we're gonna roll the troll on up out of here again for a second time. Back to my message before I was distracted by Mr. Ugly Love Face. Love is not supposed to be ugly. Love is supposed to be beautiful. Here, girls will do what you say. Your love face, you spam in the room. You put the same thing here 3 times. You out of here again. 3 times is a charm. I'm blocking you again. I guess you got multiple accounts. You got nothing better to do, man. Go and masturbate or something. I mean, go and get a damn beer, get a bottle and sit on the curb. Whatever, man. All right, back to the subject matter, man. So this guy, he suffers from what I refer to as creative avoidance. He is setting the bar so high, he effectively prevents himself from even reaching it. You dig? Now, on the odd chance that they get lucky enough to get such a woman to be interested in them and even offer them sex, these men find reasons not to go through with the sex. Often saying things like, I'd not like it the way she eats her hamburger. I don't like how she was eating that banana. See, every once in a while, they may fake a story of a girl that they dated in order to avoid suspicion. Meanwhile, they hanging out you. They hanging out with you, my dude. And he feeling you more than he feeling the girl. Oh, you can laugh now. You think it's funny, but he's going to make his move on you soon. Then it won't be funny. When homeboy pull up on you and say, yo, I'm not really in that. I'm Becky. I'm into you. What you gonna do then? Yeah, it's real, man. It's real. What you gonna do when you find out he's a little Nas? So every once in a while, these kind of dudes fake a story. They make up a story. They fabricate a story about a girl they dated, and they tell you they smashed the chick, but they making a story up. See, a mission of homosexuality can be incredibly painful and scary. You understand? Why? Because it challenges everything that a person believes in about himself and his upbringing. Maybe in his upbringing, he was told that it was wrong. But he sees Zebulon, he sees, wow, I like the muscles. I like the muscles. Zebulon, I like your muscles. He been holding it in for years. Zebulon thinking that's his man's. That's his peeps. But he's looking at Zebulon from a whole different perspective. And there's something about that particular community. They don't believe in monogamous relationships. So he see Tony Sparks. Then he catch feelings for Tony Sparks. Off with your head. You dig? So he makes up all these excuses not to get with a chick. Why? Because it's easier for him to be in denial and suppress his feelings and even go out of his way to prove he is the complete opposite of gay, pretending to be the guy that is a social retard. He pretend he don't know how to talk to women. You know why? Because he's not attracted to them at all. He pretends to be a social retard with women. That's a perfect shield. These kind of guys also have ridiculously high standards about how women are supposed to behave socially or other such nonsense for the same reasons, because he don't want to sex her. It's all what I refer to as creative avoidance. You dig? Now that's the gay guy. Come on, Tazadoctrine. This is Tazadoctrine. That's how we want it. Number two. Second one I named was men that are emotionally weak. These guys fall into two categories. The first category is the guy that are really, 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 really scared of having sex. He has a phobia that he might not be able to please her. If you can't please her, don't tease her. You might turn into a skeezer. You dig? See, the second category is the guys that have little or no emotional range at all. Category one, peep game. Peep game. See, usually these guys, they're older, David, right? Virgins, or very inexperienced. Soon as he trying to put it in, he busting off. He clumsy, he spills. Soon as he trying to put it in, or he can't get it up at all, he's afraid. They're perfectionists who are often very successful. They got a lot of material things. They're successful in other endeavors of their lives. They make themselves unattractive or very unattainable to women that they are interacting with. Their actions are deeply rooted in fear and shame, and that turns women off. You ain't got no confidence, you turning a woman off. You dig? If you're too damn shy, you're a grown-ass man, you're shy, that's gonna turn a woman off. You dig? They don't want to appear unknowledgeable or unskilled. So they feel that they are already so behind the times that admitting that they don't know their way around the vagina risks very high ridicule in their minds. And usually they grew up in environments where everything they did was criticized and deemed not perfect enough. They was put down. They was abused as little boys. They do not associate the act of sex with a woman as pleasurable and fun, but rather as pressured and full of performance anxiety. He's worried that he can't satisfy her, so he got performance anxiety. And the performance anxiety prevents him from getting it up. And she said, oh, baby, don't worry about it. We'll do it the next time. In her mind, she's saying, this nigga. I can't hold you, king. I'm giving you all the game. These men, they live in incredible fear of pissing off women and associate the act of sex with angering women. It's like they are little children afraid to upset mommy. with the ideas of sex, unable to show any vulnerability, nor to place enough trust on a woman not to betray his secret in public. So this man lives in quiet pain, feeling totally alone. And these men, they often appear very shy, very quiet at parties, sitting in a corner and hiding behind humor, poor humor, right? See, a lot of these guys have solved his problem through the act of seeking prostitution or another sex trade. He's on OnlyFans. You dig? He's going on a corner and getting a hooker. See, that's depending on, of course, what is legal in the area where he lived. Many of them have such shame issues with sex, such as possible solutions or legal in certain places, that it continues to be an ever-growing problem. The longer they wait to confront their fears and just have sex, the more difficult it is, the more difficult it becomes to face it. So from the men that I counsel, and I talk to guys, I've counseled men and I counsel women, right? From the men that I counsel that are going through these using sex trade workers, prostitute is the more known name. Sex trade workers. It does not solve their issues. In fact, it just adds to these men's complexities. And there's a second type of guy in category 2. These guys just have the opposite problem. And they're the other extreme. These guys are so severely repressed, they repress their emotions that they, in fact, have little or no emotional range. Somewhere along the way, they learned that men are not supposed to show emotions. Well, they may have tried to solve this challenge by attracting the ability to have emotions. They are incapable of understanding a woman's emotional states and are very offbeat, and they rely heavily on looks and tactics. They are hollow inside, and their opinions and stances sway with the wind of the more dominant personalities or the most dominant personality's presence. They are unable to make the real emotional connections with all people, not just women. These guys cannot fake substance, so they simply survive on show. Unusually, they're the victims of some emotional trauma. Case in point, right? They've been in a rage divorce or even stronger medication. They have difficulties making real friends and being in social settings. They're the most dangerous of all types since they lack the capacity to really connect. They truly have little to lose in breaking the friendships they attempt to form because they are numb. They are numb to pain and emotional distress. They're totally indifferent. They enter the world of meeting women thinking that if they learn just another pickup line or just one more mind game tactic, they can get women to stick around. And so actually, what they seek is ways to control women, not to love them. And they will use these same tactics to control men in their lives. They only closely associate with others that feel some of these senses of control, or someone that they can have control over, or people that give them presents, people that give them money or other items. they just as easily drop people or avoid people that catch on. Without any emotional depth, they are lost in a void, in an abyss, and they seek security through control of their environment. Do you understand? It is my experience that these guys who primarily deal with logic usually are not very aware of their own emotional states. So if you were such a man, this would be an area that you may want to start learning about. Now, I got some questions. Let me hit you with some different questions, some worded questions that you could look at. Number one, how do you feel about your situation with women? Good, bad, indifferent, wanting? How do you feel? Number two, how do you feel about what you are feeling? Case in point, does it make you feel angry that you're feeling bad about your situation with women? Number three, how much do you know your own emotions? And what I mean by that, are you in control of your nervousness? Are you a jealous guy? Are you totally emotionally shut down? See, many guys who enter into these mind states are exactly that, emotionally shut down. And the truth is that what you learn here in this lecture is not suitable for that therapy. And the third type of men who are damaged. Remember, I named three types. Third type is men that are very damaged in some mental or emotional way. It's the third type. Tell you, man. Not a spokesman for men, not any book on earth, not any type of literature on being a man, picking up females, dating, or anything else is any substitute for solving this kind of problem. I want you to really consider, I want you to really muse over the idea, right? It is generally accepted fact that many women, maybe even almost half of all women, have been victims of some sort of abuse, whether mild or incredibly severe. Now then, let us assume, just for the sake of expanding the scope of your personal perspective, right, that the same percentage holds true for all men, right? So just thinking about that, just musing over that, right? Just meditate on that. The same number of men out there being abused, getting raped, being molested, and no male victims are talking about it. See, that's the perspective to hold on to when considering this category of men. You got to look at them like that. You understand? These men can be abuse victims, have displaced relationships, displaced relations to sex, come from unhealthy, destructive upbringings, or some extreme religious or society abuse, or suffer from some chemical imbalance. They need real inner work. And the perspective of a trained professional. See, most self-help material out there puts a heavy focus on solving internal issues, and that is what attracts this type of guy to learning to communicate well with women in relationships. But the inner issues that the self-help community can fix, such as building up confidence, cannot band-aid really deep, serious issues like self-destructive aggression or clinical depression, right? These guys usually struggle along the years in society. And when they finally achieve some measure of success and attain even the most basic first goals they set for themselves, their inner issues that were not yet dealt with will surface fast and destroy everything that was accomplished, sending the person back even deeper into the unchallenged abyss. Do you understand? Do you understand?
That's how we want it.
These guys need to first fix the real issues they face. And then they could focus on getting into a great relationship with a woman. No person, no book, and nothing in the world can make you want to have sex with women. It is either something you want or you do not want. And I think these guys really want to believe that they want to have sex with women. Trying to convince themselves to have sex with women is far different than that, truly wanting to have sex with women. So if you are a man that falls into one of these three categories that I just covered, please don't get my book. Seek some sort of professional attention because my book won't help you. If you're not attracted to women, this book is not going to help you. Whatever the reason, I sincerely hope and pray that you come to terms with it. Your pain is deeper than mine and cannot be helped with this book, A Spokesman for Men. You're dead. I just pray that you find your path to total self-acceptance. See, I've come to believe that we all attract what we subconsciously think we already deserve. That's what you attract. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. It is an issue about why should you come to terms with this? You're going to have to decide that. Why should you come to terms with it? Why is it important to you? You're going to have to decide that. You understand? It's up to you, brethren. That's all I got, man. New channel. Should have been on here a little more often, but it is what it is, man. If you're one of the men that fall into this category, and you know a man that fall into this category, holla at your boy. Try to get him some help. Because that's not normal. You attract what you are, not what you want. Attraction is not a choice. Go and cop the book, Spokesman for Men, real swagger, but yours truly, Tazadoctrine. That's how we on it.
That's how we want it.
And shout out to everybody that tuned into this, man. It was in my spirit just to put this out, man, because I haven't really been on this channel right here. A couple months. So it hasn't been getting up in views, but I'm about to push it out there. But any of you men that have any of these problems, man, check yourself before you wreck yourself, man. You're not promised tomorrow. Check yourself, king. And if you're not into the queens, you real funny style, man. I know there's this new thing going on in the world today. There's a new thing in the earth today. But you don't have to be a part of that. I consider that's a choice, but that's my perspective. So with that, it's getting late. It's almost 12 a.m., man. I'm still up this late. I can't even get to bed early, man. Wow, I didn't realize it was the same. So I'm going to say shalom, and I'm going to leave that in the air. I'm going to ask you to like, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to say shalom.
When I whet my flashing sword, and my hand takes hold of judgment, I will take vengeance upon mine enemies, and I will repay those who hate me. O Lord, raise me to thy right hand and count me among thy saints.
Shalom, David.